Wait 1 second, making sure I'm recording. That should be recorded now. Okay, hello and welcome back to Battlefield 1. Playing through all the war stories, that's it. I could not remember how I did the last title, I tell you. Sorry, my back is quite sore while I'm recording, so I'm sound in pain and probably in pain. Okay, but hopefully you are all doing okay today and staying safe. And hello, welcome back to playing through all of the campaigns of Battlefield 1. Last episode we completed, well, last episode series we completed Friends in High Places, and now we're going to Italia. I tell you, Italy. You know what I will say? A lot of people forget about the Italy in, you know, World War One and how they fought in the mountains over here. It was quite a bloody battle, I tell you. Quite, you know, a lot of bloodshed everywhere. I tell you. Sorry, I just imagined, you know, what it was like again.
Every corner of the world was touched.
La
The human
Vittoria.
spirit drove us to fight where no one had dared to go before. Whether it was the mountains of the Alps or the skies above, we found a way.
Yeah.
They said this would be the war to end all wars. But I wonder if there will ever be an end to human ambition and our will to destroy.
You know what? This guy is quite wise, I tell you. Well, on we go. To the peaks of kings. Dolomites, northern Italy, fall 1918. Italy and Austro-Hungary are deadlocked among the Alps, braced by snow-capped mountains. Neither side can find a way to dislodge their enemy. Regular forces dig in, reinforce their positions. Meanwhile, an elite mountaineer regiment prepares a unorthodox assault. This unit specializes in high-risk tactics. They called it Erudite motto. O la vittoria, o titia accopitati. I probably butchered that. Maybe I got one of the little tiny bits right. Also, I will say, the guy in this sounds American, or his daughter sounds American, when they're supposed to be Italian. I probably think they're, you know, not in Italy no more. They're in America or something. Yup, here.
Are you alright? We're ready for you to cut the cake. Wow, these are incredible.
Yes, it was an incredible time.
You looked very handsome in that uniform.
That's not me, that's Matteo.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry, Dad. Take as long as you need.
No, it's okay, Tesoro. It's time I told you what happened to him. It was during our last battle together. Just a few days after our 21st birthday.
You know, it is quite sad because, you know,
battalion had been
sometimes their story they would never tell to their children.
Territory. I wasn't going with him. I
This
was
one,
part
you know,
of a special
had
unit
enough heart to do
with
so.
a different mission. Our task was to support
Matteo's battalion.
We were a proud unit. We changed the
War
war
for
for
Italy.
Italy. The Arditi.
Avanti Savoia. You know what? I always loved this Italian, what's it called, one. I didn't really like how we were this big unit. But I did kind of enjoy the little bit that comes after this. I'm just gonna go with my singing. This used to be like one of the top weapons that people used
I had to
mostly.
fight up the mountain and take out anything targeting his unit.
Just hearing the story makes me worried for you.
Don't worry, I was in a full suit of armor. Besides, the Arditi were proud volunteers. We would have done anything for Italy. A church was sitting at the base of the path. Enemy troops had fortified it. I had to fight them first.
Hey, we should not be fighting over a graveyard, I tell you. Our ancestors, you know, live in these graveyards, even the Austrian ones. You know what, I'm just gonna come around here. I knew there was a second one. Fire! Retreat! Retreat! Probably using this like this is probably better. I love how some of the crosses are just invincible. I think that's what Austrian, Hungarian soldiers look like. I was about to say German there, but no, that's not right. Well, there were some volunteers Germans in Austro-Hungary. Kaboom! Like, I always feel bad for, you know, flamethrower troops. Though they are quite some of the, you know, ones that kill the most. What's this guy doing? So it could destroy me like that. Tell you, this game looks brilliant even after, you know, so many years. Like certain stuff like that there kinda just doesn't look right now. But you know, this is 2016 now. This game looks brilliant even after so long. Oh, grenade! Grenade! I love how the sound effects change whether you're inside or outside the building. Is that really the last guy? You know what? I'm probably just gonna switch to this one. I will actually tell you a little bit of fact about this weapon before we continue. This weapon never actually seen use, and it was still in development, but it was, you know, such an interesting weapon that they decided to add it into the game and try and make it work, you know, how they thought it might work. But the thing is, the magazine probably would not have been attached. That's what we'll see. Sorry, friend. The magazine probably would not have been attached to the gun. It probably would have laid right next to it, like a machine gun, you know, gunner crew would have done. So it would have probably been like that. Or another different way. But it's also fascinating to think, you know, they put in the effort to try and, you know, make weapons, you know, that would have never seen in combat actually kind of work in, you know, the game way. Something that would have probably been forgotten to time. There is actually no surviving models. There is a recording, I think, a film from back in that time, and a few pictures, but that's pretty much it. That's all that survives of it.
There was an artillery gun that was shelling us and Matteo's unit. I had to destroy it.
And he was still heading to the fort?
Right. I had to make sure he got there.
I'll probably just stick to this one. This one has more, what do we got here? Grenades. Heavy grenades. Landmines. Probably better to have those with me, but who cares? Kaboom! Yeah, I would have loved to have this in multiplayer, I tell you. I think I did actually have it in multiplayer, I can't remember. Never really used it. Well, I used every single weapon in the game, except for the ones I had to unlock, because it took that long to unlock them. Sometimes their demands were quite outrageous, I tell you. Okay, wait 1 second. Just watch the soldiers run by a second, I tell you. Wait 1 second. Okay. Let me just take a drink here a second. I need to take a drink. Delicious, I tell you. Okay. Before we continue, I'm going to have a little snack break. I'll let it play as well. Sorry, I'm just having it rolling out. Who's shooting me? Can't believe that guy all the way. Why is this guy able to hit me from all the way up there? Finally we got him.
Matteo and the entire Italian offensive was in danger as long as that artillery can remain. So I had to take it down.
Okay. Let's continue. I just finished my roll there. Sorry, tiny little snack break every once in a while. Oh, that's what he's using. Shoot me. Really? So that was an African soldier there. Sometimes it doesn't make sense because a lot of the armies were segregated. Let's see. Like, I want to tell you a fact about World War II. There was not a single Medal of Honor given out to a black troop in the entire war. And then, you know, African American, not a single one. Not a single one. How stupid is that, huh? That's why there's, you know, you can see from Owlton Square. 3 of them, I tell you. Where'd that third one go? I haven't got any grenades, so just dealing with what I have now. I turn these machine guns around. You could use them to shoot up the mountain. But no one thinks about that, huh? You know, it reminds me of the Company of Heroes, when you're able to move like artillery pieces and all that. We'd love to see more of that like in game today. Goodbye. Just gotta use this as a reload break. Game still looks brilliant, I tell you. Still looks brilliant.
The only way to ensure that my men were safe was to blow up the gun itself.
Goodbye.
That explosion was one of the sweetest sights of the war for me. But there was no rest. I could see an anti-aircraft gun over the next ridge that was taking out our planes. And that was my next target.
That plane fell like a rag doll. Sorry, I had my gun there. I'm definitely not snacking on the roll while I'm doing this. Definitely not why my aim is terrible.
The gun was manned by Austro-Hungarian troops. I had to remove them before I could use the gun myself.
Oh yeah, back to that thing about the Medal of Honor thing. Did you know every other war a African American had received a Medal of Honor, except World War II? They got it after World War II. With certain stuff going on. Not bad at
the
it.
last man, but then I hear a noise that I will never forget. They were targeting Matteo's unit below me, so I do the only thing I can. It was me against an entire enemy bomber squadron. If those men were killed, our advance would be completely halted, and I would have lost Matteo. After the first few went down, they started targeting me. I had to stand my ground.
Like, body armor like this was not really invented. Like this, it would be quite clunky. So a little bit of a fact there for you.
Were you still safe behind your armor?
Of course. Nothing could dent it. But then the planes veered away.
What's going to happen? Oh no! They're taking the whole mountain down on top of us. Okay, I'm finishing my snack break now. Yeah, that's one thing that you could not get out from. Armor plates on your knees. terrible stuff, I tell you. You get all stiff with that. Well, this guy should have got the highest medal, you know, ever if he did this kind of stuff.
When I got up, I thought I had died and gone to hell. They blew up the mountain. They buried us. They buried themselves.
Oh God, Matteo.
I had to find him. So I went down into that hell. It was my only choice.
Ah yes, the weird, you know, gun. I cannot remember his name. There's a single one. And it's not Bran.
I had to find Matteo.
It's not
He could have
Grease.
been anywhere.
It's like an upside down grease gun. That's what I'm just gonna say.
I started with the first thing that came through the fog. There were allies pinned inside lodges. I needed to save them.
Yo, how's it going?
Dobbiamo salvare I nostri fratelli.
He's a ghost. What kind of pistol is this? What SMG that I'm using? What do you shoot that guy and he just fell to his death?
We could hear them before we saw them. Armored vehicles coming from the enemy fort.
But you didn't have your equipment anymore.
There were crates of enemy weapons in the lodges that we scavenged and prepared ourselves with.
Ah, it's all intact. I feel like that's what I'm gonna take. I guess I already have that. That doesn't feel automatic. It would be a devastating thing. It's like, you know, Singy's buzzsaw, I tell you. That's how bad it is. Kaboom! Like, this thing is powerful. This is like an MG42 over here. Not to be confused with the other one. You can tell the difference between one being square and one being round. The MG42 is the one that's round, I think? Yeah. And the MG38, I think it's the 34, is square. Either that is reverse. I think it might be reverse. Take that. How did that bullet not even hit that guy? It went right into his face. It bounced off his muscles. He has, you know, gleaming, you know, muscular muscles, and it just bounced right off him. Didn't expect to get bombed. Get back and moving.
Through sheer force of will, we took out their firepower. The lodges were safe, and I had to move on.
You never said, was Matteo in those lodges?
No, the men said his unit had made it further up.
Onwards, I tell you, onwards. Stuff like this is beautiful, I tell you. I wish, you know, it was a possibility in the multiplayer to do this. Because this would have been devastating.
Every part of me wanted to get out of the trenches. But I could hear Italian yelling. I knew my friends were trapped. Everywhere I looked, too late. I felt alone among ghosts. After a while, I couldn't even look at the bodies. We had to have made it to the fort.
Well, onwards we go. This is the smallest bound of barbed wire.
I had to convince myself I wasn't dead. Fire.
Something like that would do a little bit of damage.
There were two ways into the fort. I could either go through the underground tunnels, or above ground by circling around the back.
Not through the front?
I no longer had my armor. It was impossible.
Through the front I go. Ah yes, impossible to go through his front. Because there is basically no front. Oh, that was scary, I tell you. That was scary. There would be a lot more defenders in this one place. I guess he's trying to dial it down a bit. Like he didn't just murder like 100 soldiers on his way here. They know I'm here. I forgot all about the sentry units attack. What did that guy just say? He just wanted out here. He just wanted to go home. He had enough for today. Like basically they just made this entire mountain range unnecessary damage. Because the fort would have still hold it up, but now there's just big holes in it now. Well, I guess that was our aircraft then. Yeah! Yeah!
I don't know how. I just knew Matteo wasn't there.
Dynamite. Just gotta take that. Don't really have any other explosives, so.
I still think about that field. Every day.
Did he even make it by the entrance?
I'd almost stopped looking. Started giving in to the hope that Matteo had escaped. And then...
No! No!
Gives you shivers every time I tell you. You still won that cake.
He never got older.
But I
And
did.
Here I am, still. Who decides such things?
It's quite sad.
Buon compleanno, Matteo.
Upheaval followed the war. Empires collapsed, new countries were formed. The world in our view of it was changed forever. Families were changed, not only by those they lost, but also by those who returned. Both fallen and the veterans became known as the last generation. Complete. Avanti Savoia. Savoia. Well, that is it completed. I did quite enjoy that one, I tell you. That one was quite fun. Well, we have 2 more to go. So, join us next time in the next Battlefield 1 campaign story. Have a nice day, safe, hold yourself, make some rushes, need the vitamins, very important, and bye-bye, see you next time with the CCs, bye-bye!